Did all sorts of things.
And so you can still tattoo people?
Yeah, I reckon I've done, probably like getting close to 100 now. Little ones. And honestly, I'm probably getting worse as I go along.
There are actresses, and then there is Margot Robbie. Put her in a room with the most seasoned hosts on television and something shifts. They forget what they were doing. They forget their questions. They forget there's a camera. These are the moments nobody could handle her. You already know the name, you already know the face, but what I want to show you is the energy. Because there's a difference between being famous and being magnetic. Most people are one. She's the other. I've gone through hours of this stuff. Interviews, press tours, panel shows, late night appearances, and every single time the room changes when she walks in. That's not something you can fake. You either have it or you don't. And she has it in a way that genuinely does not seem fair to the people sitting next to her. Start with Ryan Gosling, two of the biggest names in Hollywood, sitting down together after Barbie became one of the highest-grossing movies ever made. You'd think it would be professional, polished, controlled, and then she opens her mouth.
Please Google it after this.
I'm so happy we're talking about this, guys.
But did it get brought up like beforehand,
Really,
like in terms of
thank you for the opportunity.
Like
to
because
talk about
it
young
felt
Hercules.
very much.
Greta and I watched it. Okay, we watched it together.
The thing about Margot is she'll look completely composed for about 4 seconds, and then something just goes. She starts laughing at the wrong moment. She says the thing nobody else would say. Ryan's trying to answer a question about what made the cut, and she's already gone sideways. That's her. That is exactly her. The unfiltered version leaks out no matter how hard she tries to contain it. One of the things that makes her impossible to handle is that she's funny. Not talk show guest funny where you've got a story rehearsed and a punchline ready. Actually funny. Situationally funny. She reads the room and then she says the one thing the room was not ready for. I've watched hosts try to keep up with her. They can't. She pivots so fast. You're still processing the last thing she said, and she's already 3 sentences ahead of you doing something else entirely. It's genuinely disorienting to watch, in the best possible way. There's something almost preternatural about how she operates in these spaces.
So you've read 1 to 6 and you haven't read the 7th?
Yeah, I don't know
Are
what
you
happened.
actually kidding?
Couldn't bear for it to end.
I'm like not going to be able to sleep tonight worrying about this.
Life is a game, you know what I mean? So I just like, it's just, you keep it on the edge,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
This is insane to me. Do you know another fun fact? My husband...
This is your thing.
This is fascinating.
This is your
No,
thing.
I can go on about this forever.
I'm so sorry I brought this up. I've no one else to blame.
She doesn't need a script. She doesn't need talking points. She just exists in the moment. And somehow that becomes the most compelling television you've ever seen. Other actors prepare for interviews, they memorize facts, they rehearse their anecdotes. Margot just shows up and the magic happens anyway. She has this uncanny ability to make a talk show feel less like a promotional appearance and more like you're just hanging out with someone you've known for years. The chemistry she creates isn't forced or calculated. It's immediate and it's authentic, and it catches everyone off guard because this level of comfort isn't supposed to be possible with someone you're meeting for the first time in front of millions of viewers. The Wolf of Wall Street was her introduction to most of the world. She was 23 years old. She was in a room with Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese, and she held her own. That's not normal. DiCaprio had been doing this for decades. Scorsese is Scorsese, and Robbie just showed up and burned every scene she was in. What I find genuinely crazy is where she came from. She grew up in Queensland, Australia. Before all of this, before the red carpets and the billion-dollar box office numbers, she was just a kid from rural Australia with 3 jobs and a drama class. That background matters. It's why she doesn't carry herself like someone who thinks they're above the room. She walks into a talk show like she's genuinely happy to be there, because she remembers what before looked like. There's a humility there that doesn't diminish with success. If anything, it seems to grow stronger. You see it in how she treats crew members, how she listens when someone is talking, how she asks genuine questions instead of waiting for her turn to speak.
Different dynamic in this film. We have far fewer moments together.
Yeah, you're kind of the voice of
More
2001.
like a presence
yeah,
as opposed to someone throwing water in your face constantly. But it's so nice.
Well, I'll just start off by saying, you know, in Wolf of Wall Street, seeing
The awareness that she came from nothing probably saves her from the trap that swallows so many people in her position. She knows that this could have gone a different way. She knows that without luck and timing and hard work, and the right people believing in her at the right moments, she could still be bartending in Brisbane. That knowledge changes how you move through the world. It keeps you humble, it keeps you grateful, and it makes you someone people actually want to be around, which is maybe the rarest commodity in Hollywood. But that wasn't the only side of her you need to see. There's the Harley Quinn version. which is something else entirely. She bought a tattoo gun on eBay on the Suicide Squad set up a full tattoo parlor, named it Harley's Tattoo Parlor, and then started tattooing cast members. Director David Ayer, everyone, the word squad, on real human skin, with an eBay tattoo gun she taught herself to use. I don't know what to do with that information. I genuinely don't, but it tells you everything about why people love working with her. She creates the energy. She decides what kind of set it's going to be, and everybody just goes along with it because of course they do.
No, but not yet. But I'll take them from Margot, yeah.
I did spell one wrong once. That was extremely I was writing a word and I spelt it wrong.
It's a good time to be pretty.
What was the word? Whose body did you misspell squad on?
Was Jai Courtney's in the film, plays Boomerang, and his cast assistant. Everyone was spelling it as SKWAD, but I went straight from the S to the W.
Swad?
Now, the Wuthering Heights press tour. This is where things get interesting because suddenly she's sitting next to Jacob Elordi. And Elordi is trying to explain what it was like working with her and what he describes as basically losing his mind. He starts watching her from corners of rooms. He positions himself 5 to 10 meters away at all times just to observe how she drinks tea, how she eats. He says it like it's completely normal behavior. It is not normal behavior. But the thing is, she's so charmed by this that she admits she started looking for him too. Third day on set, she's scanning the room, wondering where he went. That's her. She makes people orbit her, and then she starts orbiting back without realizing it. The roasting is what really gets me, because you'd expect someone that famous and that beautiful to play it safe. Stay gracious, take the compliments, deflect gently. She does not do that. She will absolutely come for you. She went after Will Smith on camera with a joke about his nickname, and the setup was so quick and so precise that the audience barely caught what happened before it was already over.
Because I have a daughter, and you kind of want to know that before you're in the theater.
Yeah.
That's timing, real timing. You can't teach that. Either you have the instinct or you're rewriting jokes on a notepad for 6 weeks. At one point on a talk show, she walked through a set mid-interview. Not her interview, someone else's interview. Just walked through it, convinced everyone in the studio to attend a screening of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Leo DiCaprio had already extended the same invitation to them. She did not care. The host tried to explain there were no tickets left. She negotiated herself a seat in about 45 seconds while the cameras were still rolling, and walked out. That's the kind of thing that should be annoying. Then Barbie came out and absolutely nothing was the same after that. $1,400 million worldwide, 8 Academy Award nominations. It became the highest-grossing film of the year, and it became a cultural event. Memes, Halloween costumes, think pieces in every major publication, and she was the one carrying all of it, playing a plastic doll with genuine emotional depth.
Hey, Barbie. Can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
Making you laugh and then unexpectedly making you feel something real about identity and expectation. Greta Gerwig directed it, but Margot produced it too, through her own company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, which she co-founded in 2014 with her husband. She's not just the talent, she's building the thing. What makes her impossible to categorize is that she's doing all of this at once. She's the lead. She's the producer. She's the one tattooing people on set. She's the one blanking on her own filmography on camera and laughing about it. On the Jonathan Ross show, she showed up with a colonoscopy camera graphic. Just produced it. Mid-interview, started explaining what your lower intestine looks like on screen. The host was completely derailed. That was the plan. There was no recovering from that. She knew there was no recovering from that. She did it anyway, and then she sat there looking completely satisfied while everyone else tried to remember what the original question was. She went on the show with a colonoscopy graphic and somehow came out of it more charming than she went in. And she's shown you that now in about 15 different ways across 15 years of work. You start with a girl from Queensland with 3 jobs and a circus school certificate in trapeze. You end up with the highest paid actress in the world, producing films that gross over $1 billion, and tattooing cast members with guns she bought on eBay. That progression doesn't make sense unless you factor in the one thing that runs through all of it: